Hi everyone. Hello, hello, hello. Can you guys hear me okay and see me okay? Welcome to day one of the 5-day Monetize Your Business Challenge. My name is Dr. Adila Rafiz. Let me know if you can see me and if you can hear me okay. Yes, getting all the messages. Hi everyone, here we are, we're live. Okay, so say hello and let me know if this I'm going to get into this very, very quickly because we have so much to get through, as always. Now, for those of you that do not know me or this is your first time doing the challenge, first of all, a very warm welcome to you. My name is Dr. Adila Rafiz, and I am the founder of the 5-Day Money Challenge, as well as the Life Whispering Institute and my signature modalities, body whispering and business whispering. If you have not done the 5-day challenge before, you're in for a treat. Every year for I think the last 3 or 4 years, I have been doing this challenge right here in this Facebook group. And every year we create money miracles. And so I am going to be working with all of you over the next 5 days to help clear your existing money beliefs, limitations, or blocks, whether you are aware of them right now or not. And then replace the stuff that we're clearing out with this fresh new layer of confidence, abundance, and trust in yourself and your ability to generate and create money, income, wealth, whatever it is that you would like to create or achieve by joining this 5-day challenge. So what I would love today is to get to know more of you. Hi everyone, it's so nice to see you, especially if you are new. Let me know where you are from and what you would like to achieve or create from this challenge. There are specific instructions, so I will be going through that very, very shortly. For those of you that don't know me, this is something that I'm extremely passionate about, and it was not always this way. So the only reason I'm here currently teaching about money, talking about money, and basically empowering people around money is because of all of the work I have done myself for my own money mindset, my journey with being able to create money in an empowered and congruent in your life. Being able to trust yourself and rely on yourself financially creates even more of whatever it is that you want to do in the world. If you want to be a great parent, it increases your ability to provide for your family. If you want to be a great business owner, it increases your confidence in being able to grow your business. If you want to change the world, you can make more of an impact with money rather than without. And my background is I'm a healer / practitioner. As a practitioner in practice, seeing patients, and I did not have a healthy money mindset. I was all about helping people and wanting to change the world, but not necessarily doing that from a strong financial place in my own life. And so the limitation with that suddenly becomes very obvious when you're trying to create impact, but you don't have enough money to live comfortably yourself. And so I began that long process for myself of learning about money, educating myself about money, and how to create it in an authentic, conscious, and aligned way for myself. And this has now become a really big part of what I teach and what I do for people from all walks of life and all backgrounds, especially those of you who are fellow healers, practitioners, intuitives, empaths, because we care so much. What we normally don't care about is the bottom line, and that can get us into a lot of trouble. So this is where the 5-day challenge came from. So there is a process to the 5-day challenge, and I'm going to go through it with all of you shortly. And over the next 5 days, each day at this time, so whatever time it is for you in the world right now, we are going to be doing a different energetic slash practical slash mindset exercise. So I want to hit this from all angles. The work that I do specializes in the mind body energy connection. And what I want to do is over the next 5 days, give you a different exercise and a different way of changing your money mindset at an energetic level, at a practical level, at a mental level. And then start to change what we're doing physically so that you're seeing the change. You're seeing that money come into your world, come into your life. And every year we have amazing stories, we have amazing miracles that are created, and I'm so excited to see what we create this year. So, are we ready to get started? Are you guys ready to hear the instructions and know what you need to do now? Okay, hello, hi everyone. So I like to have a piece of paper and a pen to do this part because we're going to set our money intentions for the 5-day challenge now. So if you have a piece of paper and a pen handy right now, grab your pen, grab your piece of paper, write these numbers down with me. If you don't have a piece of paper, that's fine. Write it down on your phone or just think of these numbers. Come back later to this exercise because it's going to stay in this group and you can redo this, okay? But we're going to write down 3 figures on the piece of paper that you have in front of you. The first figure I would like you to write down is the amount of money that you would like to create over the next 5 days, daily, that is above and beyond what you are expecting to make. So that means that if you know that you are going to be paid $500 this week from your work, from your job, how much extra money would you like to receive that is not already accounted for? It might be $20 a day, it might be $50 a day, it might be $100 a day, each day for the next 5 days. So that's figure number 1, which is your daily amount. And how I recommend you come up with this figure is you make it the delightful figure. Delightful figure means it's a figure that you would be delighted to receive. So it's enough to make you excited, but it's not so big that it's unbelievable and you don't think that it's possible. So I don't want you to write $1 million or even $1,000 if you don't think it's possible for you to start receiving $1,000 extras a day. But maybe it's possible and you would be delighted if you received an extra $20 a day, $50 a day, $100 a day, $200 a day. Whatever it is that works for you in your current state of life and in receive an extra $75 a day for the next 5 days. That's on top of what you're already expecting to receive. So this is your delight figure, figure number 1. Has everyone got their delight figure? Have you written it down? Yes? Start saying yes or writing down your daily figure so I can see it in the comments. Got it? Okay. So once you have done figure number 1, I want you to now do figure number 2. So on a piece of paper, write figure number 2. This is super easy. You're just taking that figure and timesing it by 5 because this is the 5-day money challenge. So if your daily figure was $20 a day, 20 times 5, you want to receive that same amount over the next 5 days, that's $100. If your daily figure was $100, then your figure number 2 is going to be $500. If your daily figure was $200, then your 5-day figure is going to be 1,000. So whatever your figure number 1 was, if you can times that by 5, that's figure number 2 for you. Yes? Got it? Okay, awesome, nice. I'm seeing these figures. $50, yes. 500 rupees, perfect. Yes, so wherever you are, do this for your currency, do this for your life, for your lifestyle, what's going to work for you. I'm using dollars as my commentary here, but convert it to whatever currency is going to work for you. And are you guys ready for figure number 3? This is called our miracle figure. Figure number 3 is your miracle figure. So figure number 1 is your delight figure. That's the figure that was delightful for you to receive, but did not seem impossible or too far of a stretch. Figure number 3 is a little bit more of a stretch. Figure number 3 is your miracle figure or your miracle event. And it's called that because this is the figure where you get to play and push yourself a little bit. This is the figure that if you created it, received it, or achieved this outcome by the end of the challenge, it would feel like a miracle. Again, I don't want you to put something that you think is impossible, but something that's still a little bit more challenging than your delightful figure. So maybe if your daily figure was $100 a day, and you were hoping to create $500 extra in total over the next 5 days, your miracle figure might be like $2,000, because that's way more than 500, and you would be really, it would feel like a bit of a miracle to create $2,000 extra in 5 days, and yet it still isn't impossible. You're not writing down $1 million or $10 million, because we don't want you to set yourself up for failure. We want you to set yourself up for success. And when we put outlandish figures that we do not think is possible down, then it actually recreates a negative reinforcement. It means that we don't create it because we don't really think it's possible, and then that proves to us that there isn't more money available and that this stuff doesn't work, and then that reinforces a negative money mindset. When you set yourself up for success, when you stretch yourself a little bit, but not in an impossible way, you receive positive reinforcement, meaning you start to believe that there's room for miracles and that you can create extra money in your life. Okay, so does everyone have their miracle figure? Now, your miracle figure can also be a miracle event. You heard me say that term. The reason I say that is, in the past, we've had people say, it would be a miracle for me if I got this promotion, if I got my dream job that I'm currently applying for, if I got this house that we are currently putting an offer in on. So it could be an event that you are aware of, or something that you really want to receive or achieve. And it's not a monetary amount specifically, but it's something related to do with your finances or money or your abundance. So you could either have a miracle figure, or you could have a miracle event, such as receiving a promotion, going on your dream holiday, creating or doing something that you really want to do, but you don't quite know how you're going to get there right now. So those are your 3 figures. So does everyone now have a piece of paper, or in their mind, do you have 3 figures? Do you have your daily figure that you want to receive? Do you have your total figure over the next 5 days? And do you have your miracle figure? Those are the 3 figures that we are going to be continuously working with over the next 5 days. Yes. Awesome. I'm seeing some figures here. I'm seeing some things. Your miracle is 10K, seeing a few 10,000s. That would be a nice amount for a miracle figure, wouldn't it? And this can be in whatever your currency is, dollars, euros, pounds. rupees, ringgit, wherever you are in the world. Go for it. Okay. How does this work now? How are we going to create these miracle events, miracle figures, and delightful figures? So every day over the next 5 days, we're doing this daily energetic / practical or mindset exercise. Every day I've created a specific exercise to work with you at a subconscious level, an energetic level, and to work with your cognitive or mental mindset around money. Each exercise is different, but they're all designed to come together and create this overall profound shift in how you think about money. This 5-day challenge is not just for 5 days. The effects of this, the learnings from this, and the shifts that you make with your money mindset will stay with you forever. And the more you do it, and you can come back and do these exercises over and over, the more you will change and shift your relationship with money. So over the next 5 days, we have amazing exercises. We have some of our really famous ones that we do each year, like the clearing the lies of money from the timeline of your life. That's a super powerful one that I always repeat, because no matter how many times you do it, you will still create more change. And then and we're kicking off with today's exercise. So if everyone's got their figures ready, you can put that aside for now and we can begin today's exercise. If you have any questions, you can let me know. You can type into the chat. Yes, we've got people asking for miracle figures, and we've got bigger orders, online success, miracle figures of 5 lakhs. Awesome. Okay, I love these figures. Okay. No matter how much work you've done, okay, and for those of you that heard me at the beginning say that I've done at this point like 10 years of mindset work, money work, business evolution work, finding and digging deeper and deeper and deeper into what creates our mindset and reality with business and money, so that I can continue to grow and continue to teach. And here's the thing, here's something that I've come across. Ultimately, at some point, it comes down to self-worth, whether it's really obvious or whether it's super hidden. So I wanted to jump in to the deep end today with today's exercise, talking about your self-worth, your beliefs around your self-worth, and what you believe about yourself that determines how much you believe you can receive, how much you believe you can have, and how hard you have to work for it. Because it might not be an obvious self-worth issue. You might think, no, I believe I can receive. I believe I'm worthy of receiving. And then you'll look at the patterns in your life and you'll notice that yes, you can receive, but you also believe you have to work really, really hard for it in order to prove that you are worthy of receiving it, or in order to prove to others that you deserve to receive the amount that you have. And so what I want to bring together today is this conversation and this interaction between receiving and the amount you receive, and how much you believe you are worthy of receiving. Because try this as an exercise right now in your mind. If I said to you, here's $1, or the equivalent in your currency. Here's $1, here's a ringgit, here's a euro, here's a rupee. Or you found it lying on the street. Most of us can pick that up and receive it, put it in our pockets, and it's fine. We don't have too many issues with receiving that amount of money. So now we're going to do this little exercise to find out our energetic self-worth and our ability to receive when it comes to our determination of the value that we are worthy of receiving. So if you're ready to do this, all you need to do is relax. And if you want, you might want to close your eyes, okay? And I want you to imagine this scenario. I want you to imagine that you're sitting there relaxed right now as you are listening to me, and I come along and I offer you $10, 10 rupees, whatever it is, 10 euros in your currency for no reason, and you take or you accept that money. And I want you to think about how that feels for you. I want you to observe any hesitations, any points of view, any thoughts, any beliefs, any limitation that crops up around whether or not it's okay for you to receive that amount of money for no other reason other than being you, because someone, the universe, someone, a client, a friend, a family member wanted to give you that amount of money today. And most of us should be okay with receiving 10. And you haven't had to do anything for this $100 except be you. Show up in your life, do what you normally do, and you found $100, or you've been given $100, or someone has sent you $100 in the mail and you haven't had to do anything for it. What comes up for you? How do you feel? How easily can you receive it? What points of view, what limitations, what beliefs come up for you in your mind or in your body? Now I want you to imagine that someone's given you $1,000, or you received $1,000. Maybe you won $1,000. Maybe you were walking along the street and you found it. And you haven't had to do anything except be you. What is your ability to receive $1,000 for being you? And how does it make you feel? And now I want you to imagine that you receive $10,000. Is that possible for you? What does it mean for you? How does it make you feel? What does it create in your mind, in your body, energetically? Do you have doubt at the back of your mind? Do you start to think you should give this money back or find who it belongs to, or justify why you can or cannot receive it or keep it? What comes up for you if you're given $10,000? Now I want you to imagine having $100,000. And you haven't had to do anything particularly difficult for it. You don't really know where it's come from, but you have $100,000. What does that bring up for you? What limitations come up in your mind, in your body, energetically? Can you imagine having $100,000 in your bank account? Can you imagine having it and not having to use it immediately, or get rid of it, or give it away, or donate it, or justify why you have it or what you're going to do with it? What comes up for you in your mind and in your body when you think about having that $100,000? Yeah, I'm seeing some great responses. Why did she send it to me? I will doubt their intentions. I feel hesitation. Why am I getting this? Okay, so then what are you going to do if $1 million is available to you? given to you. You receive it, you earn it, you win it, you inherit it. You have it in your bank account. You have it in your safe. You have it for no other reason except you being you. Do you feel worthy? Do you feel justified? Do you feel good? Do you feel bad? Do you feel unsure? Do you trust yourself with that amount of money? Do you feel that you should have it or that a mistake has been made? Do you trust yourself to be able to have this amount of money in your life? Most importantly, do you feel worthy? Now I'm going to ask you some more questions about this because I'd like to dig deeper into what's coming up for you. And the trick to this is that I'm going to use these words called non-cognitive, meaning I'm going to ask you some questions, but I don't want you to think about the answer. I want you to see what comes up for you without even realizing you had these thoughts or beliefs. So how hard do you think you have to work in order to be worth $1 million? How hard do you need to work in order to prove that you are deserving of $1 million? Who do you have to prove yourself to in order to feel and believe that you were worthy of being given $1 million? How much do you trust yourself when you have $1 million in your bank account? How much do you trust others when you have $1 million in your bank account? What are you going to do when you have $1 million in your bank account? Now I want you to answer this question for me without thinking. Who am I if I don't need to prove my worth? If I don't need to prove that I'm worthy, that I'm deserving, if I don't have to prove my right to be loved, to be accepted, to be given a certain degree of acceptance, love, respect, whatever it is that is important to you and that helps you determine your worth and also helps you then justify your certain amount of money. Who are you if you do not have to prove your worthiness? And tell me more about why you feel worthy or why you do not feel worthy. And this is something that if you've got your piece of paper and pen, I encourage you to freeform write about, journal about, allow this to come up and out of you in all of the deep places that you have hidden, your reasons for needing to be accepted, loved and received versus all of your points of you and all of your reasonings and justifications around why you are worthy of how much you are worthy of, but perhaps no more than that amount. And you might never have made this correlation, and I'm going to bring it in and tie it in for you in just a moment, but just allow this stuff to start to bubble up for you just for the next 30 seconds or so. Okay, just let it all come up. Okay, so we're journaling, journaling, journaling. We're thinking, thinking, thinking. Whatever amount it is that you feel worthy of. Whatever you're starting to realize for yourself, whatever aha moments you're starting to have, as you start to bring that together, as you're starting to realize that maybe there is something around this self-worth conversation going on for you. And it might not have come up until you hit a certain amount. But we want to bring this together now. We want to tie this together, where you realize that there is a certain amount or a certain degree of receiving that you feel worthy of versus what you don't. And sometimes it's not this obvious conversation. So I'm using these words that sound very obvious. How much money do you think you are worthy of? In other words, how much money are you comfortable receiving? In other words, how much money do you allow yourself or are you willing to receive and have? But it might not look or be that obvious in your life until you look at it through this lens. Because what it could look like is, I need to work really hard. I need to work 20-hour days in order to receive the amount of money that I currently receive. Or I need to constantly be at the beck and call or prove my worthiness to my friends, to my family members, to my colleagues, to my bosses, to my employers, whoever it is that you feel like you need to constantly prove your worth to in order to receive not just money, but also recognition, love, acceptance. Whatever it is that means that you don't get to just enjoy, relax, and know that you are worthy. And that you are willing, you are able to create an unlimited amount of money as long as you are willing to. That worthiness does not come into that equation. But hardly anyone I know has that programmed into them. In fact, we're programmed with the opposite, that we are not worthy, that we need to prove, that we need to show that we are deserving, and that we have to work really, really hard or overcome some major mindset, money blocks, or childhood traumas in order to finally be able to receive. And even when we do receive, sometimes it comes at the cost of other things because we don't believe that we are worthy of having it all. So this is then that next level conversation. If you are worthy of having that amount of money, are you also worthy of being happy, of having healthy relationships, of having great health, a wonderful functioning body, to be fulfilled and content in all areas of your life? Or do you believe that if you finally got the money that you want, you would suffer in another area of your life? So this whole worthiness thing runs really deep. And if you're a male, you have different points of view. If you're a female, you have different points of view. We all have these different things that have conditioned us and created us in believing the things that we believe about money and our ability to receive it and have it with ease and with abundance and without needing to prove or have someone else determine our worth. So my final question for you to journal on or to explore for today's exercise is, how much do you determine your own worth versus how much do you rely on other people to determine your worth? Parents validated you, then you grew older, your husband, your wife, your children, your in-laws validated you, your bosses validated you, your clients validate you, your friends or people in your peer groups validate you, and you rely on that validation to determine your self-worth. Then how valuable do you think you are without all of those people and all of that external validation? Who are you without the validation of others? And how worthy are you without that external validation? And so if it was completely up to you, if there was no one else in the world, if there wasn't a boss, if there wasn't a client, if there wasn't an industry standard in terms of how much money you could receive, how much you could get paid, what you were allowed to receive and have, how much money do you believe you are worth? How much money are you worthy of receiving? And how easily or not do you believe you are allowed to have it? To get you to look at the self-worth relationship, because it is huge. And for those of you that do this work of personal development, self-development, coaching, healing, what you'll find is that at each level of growth, you will hit this new layer of, how much am I worth now? Do I believe I'm worthy of this next level? And for those of you that haven't ever looked at this, and you haven't ever done any work on your worthiness, you are allowed or not allowed to have, especially financially. Because again, we have been programmed through our whole life to have our value, literally our financial value, determined by somebody else, determined by our bosses, our employers, our family members, how much money we are worthy of being paid, how much money we're worthy of receiving as gifts, how much money we're worthy of inheriting when our parents die or our grandparents die. All of that are values determined externally. So if you've never looked at, well, regardless of what anyone else is willing to give me or wanting to give me, how much am I prepared to receive and create for myself? This could open a whole new door for you, realizing that your worth is unlimited and your receiving is unlimited if you so choose it to be. So allow this to start to simmer in the background over the next 24 hours until we meet again tomorrow, same time, same place, for the next exercise, which will then take you one layer deeper. But today's conversation is a conversation that will never grow old and never go out of date, because it is always valuable to look at this, especially if and when you hit upon a new layer. Because if, for those of you that have heard about upper limits or glass ceilings, when you receive a promotion, when you get paid more money, when you raise your prices, that level of discomfort and sometimes self-sabotage that occurs is related to the self-worth issue. So start to look at this, ask yourself these questions, allow them to simmer in the background, and see what awareness, realizations, points of view come up for you over the next 24 hours. And the more we take that unconscious programming, that unconscious bias that we have, and make it conscious, the more time and effort we put into taking the unconscious and making it conscious, the more empowered we become, and the quicker and easier we can change these limitations. So I'm really excited about seeing you guys create phenomenal amounts of money over the next 5 days, and you can absolutely do it. Time is not a limitation. Receiving how much you can receive is not a limitation. There are billions and billions of dollars in circulation right now. Why can you not receive more of that over the next 5 days? There is nothing stopping you except for you. So I would love to hear your awarenesses, your revelations, your breakthrough moments over the next 24 hours and over the next 5 days. I'd love to hear your success stories every time you receive more money, whether it's $1 or $100 or $1 million more. Please do share into the group. The more you post and interact in the group, the more beneficial this challenge is for you. Every day we will take these recordings. If you're on the mailing list, we'll also email the replay out to you. We'll leave these replays up so that you can come back to these exercises anytime you want and watch the replay over the next 5 days. And same time, same place, we are going to be doing a live exercise, working on a different layer and a different level of mind, body, energy, and physical creation over the next 5 days. And if you have questions, if you have comments, let me know. If you post into the group, I will address your questions for you. And my last little bit of advice is, it's okay if you are wondering if this is going to work, and also if you're getting worried because by the end of day 1 or the end of day 2 you still haven't made more money. Every year we have that happen, and then every year, a week later, a month later, people message in and they say, I can't believe it, but I created my miracle ask. And sometimes it takes more than that immediate 24, 48 hours, because we are doing all this work to get in alignment with this new money mindset, this new way of thinking, being, and acting with money. But it does work, and we have hundreds and hundreds of people that will give you testimonials, and that are testimonials in this group about those miracles. So have a read. If you have questions, concerns, or queries, post into the group and I will get back to you. In the meantime, use those journal prompts, do the dots around your self-worth, and I look forward to seeing you guys tomorrow. Take care, and I can't wait to hear you and see you make more money. Bye everyone.